everyone, welcome back to some more reading with Mcsuper. Today we're going to continue through this treasury picture book. Let's get started. Oh no, my finger is covering the camera. Wow, so unprofessional. Wow. Okay, so where's that table of contents? I don't even know where that page is. Here. So today we're going to be reading Harold and the Purple Crayon. Okay. Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. Alright, let's read. The heck? Okay. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. Okay. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight. And he needed something to walk on. Then you need something to walk on, then how are you standing on a surface? He made a long straight path so he wouldn't get lost. And he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. It's a pretty good moon though, gotta say. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long straight path. So he left the path for a shortcut across a field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. And that's just a tree. It turned out to be an apple tree with purple apples, very poisonous. Don't eat them, kids. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. Purple becoming red. Well, at least that kind of makes sense. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. Yeah, pretty well drawn. I wish I could draw that well. It even frightened Harold. Oh wow, scared of your own drawings. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. Suddenly he realized what was happening. But by then Harold was over his head in an ocean. How the heck do you fall in your own purple scribble drawings? Wow. Physics doesn't work like that. You just fall into the ground. He came up thinking fast. And in no time he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. He quickly set sail. Wow, now you're floating. Great. And the moon sailed along with him. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him hungry. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. And what is that supposed to be? 4 dots on a plate. A bowl? What the heck? That's a pie? Wow, 4 dots is a pie. There was nothing but pie. But there were only 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. Oh, that makes more sense. Now there are 5 dots. Great. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. So Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. Wow, the pie is bigger than the porcupine himself. Wow. And off he went, looking for a hill to climb, to see where he was. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see, so he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought, he could see in the window of his bedroom. He was tired, and he felt he ought to be going to bed. Well, he just went past the moon. This guy just went past the moon. Wow, astronaut. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. So your bedroom window is above the moon. Great. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped. And there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air. But luckily, he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon, and he grabbed onto it. Wow, that's very imaginative. And he made a basket under the balloon big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. You're probably too high. You're like this much away from the moon. So he made a house. Great. With windows. And he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. He made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. He decided to ask a policeman. He can just draw a guy and ask him, right? The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. Then suddenly Harold remembered. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it and drew up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor, and Harold dropped off to sleep. And that's the end. This Harold guy is better than me at drawing. I'm a little envious. I can't stand him. Okay, thanks for listening to me read, everyone. We'll see you with more reading with Mcsuper soon. We'll see you then.